This video will be episode 25, starting on day 179 of the Black Lion Origins campaign. Last episode, we continued our assault on the Blandians, but we're no longer seeking revenge, but we'll always take the chance to fight Elendara when the opportunity strikes. Despite the fact that we no longer have a seething need for revenge on her, it's nothing personal really, but we're still trying to amass our fortunes so that we can kit up our clan. Got to pay for multiple 70,000 noble longbows. I wish legendary. Hot dog. I really do wish there was a mechanic, and I know that there's a mod that you can get that makes it so that you can take your weapons and armor to a blacksmith and pay them like a bajillion gold, or I don't know how much gold, but you can pay them in order to increase the quality of your items, and I really like that idea. I don't like using mods. I don't like trying to update them and keep them up to date so that my game functions, and I don't like how often the mods don't maintain a balance in the game. That's no good for me. I don't much appreciate that. But I do very much like the idea of being able to pay money to get my gear upgraded, rather than having to farm the legendary versions of everything. Because I've never seen a legendary noble longbow. That would be amazing, and that's kind of a good thing too. Is that because a legendary noble longbow would be so awesome and rare, like I'd feel really cool for having it in one of my campaigns. The Black Lion has 2 legendary noble bows, and they're very cool. He doesn't use a bow. He's not ranged attack centric. I've considered making his son, the heir in that campaign, a ranger of sorts, and then I might actually get to use those legendary noble bows, because they are very cool. But because I've saved my game and then retired the Black Lion, and then made one of his brothers or cousins the new main character of the story, and he had 330 bow skill, and so I did get to run around and play with that legendary noble longbow, or not noble longbow, legendary noble bow. Sorry, excuse me. And it was cool, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not terribly partial to long range battle. I like the fast action of the melee, and the fact that you can kill 5, 6, 7, 8. We dropped that shield right there so that I could move faster. These peasants were kind of outrunning me, and I did not like that. Yeah, so we killed like probably 16 guys here in pretty close to as many seconds. You can't do that with a bow. And then also you run out of ammo with a bow. That's no fun. Got 17 kills for that. It's not bad. That's over 20% of the... Is it? I don't know. Forgive me, I'm not actually a mathematician. I like to fake like I am once in a while. I was going to do some quick math in my head there, but I wasn't sure what the numbers were, like how many troops I was fighting. And so, yeah, never mind. Anyway, once we get our troops, our companions, all of the gear that they need, we are gonna then, hopefully, see about becoming a landowner. Taking on these nobles and caravans it's fun and all, but it does get a bit dry, and one does like to have other options, you know, like owning a kingdom and an army and fighting big dang battles. That's a good time. One day we'd like to do that. I'm not sure whether it's actually the smartest thing, because as I mentioned in the last episode, my intention is to protect all of the kingdoms of Calradia in this campaign. I don't want any of them dying, and it becomes more difficult to do that when I have fiefs of my own to protect. I suppose it'll probably be worth it to become a kingdom at some point, because then we can actually have clan parties, and like I can create clan parties right now, but I can't pull them into my army, and so you can't do that until you're part of a kingdom. They just wander around the map and get themselves killed or captured, and that's no fun. I don't enjoy that one bit. So I always wait until I'm part of a kingdom, and before I will set up a clan parties. But that's how I like to have my armies. I stopped right there because I thought I was about to go and assault them, but I didn't like starting with their archers focused on me so heavily. And so we backed up a little bit to then come up behind them while they're focused on my archers. But I may have dilly-dallied too long there and lost my opportunities to get very many kills. May have been better served to stay on my horse. So anyway, yeah, I do want to have a kingdom eventually. It is nice to be able to command an army, especially while we're still early days in our campaign. And I mean, 170 days. A lot of people are done with their entire campaign by the time, 300 or 400 days, 500 days are up. So on their standard, we would be, more than we'd be like a third of the way done with our entire campaign. But on my standard, to give you some perspective, the Black Lion is past day 6,000 of that campaign. Now he's 59th level. We're not shooting for 59th level. Golly, just took a ton of crossbow bolts there, and now we have an imperceivable health bar. I'm just gonna try and hang out and stay safe behind my archer line, and stay actually a part of the fight, because as we've seen over and over, when I go down, my crossbowmen, for some inexplicable reason, like to form this loose square formation, which really inhibits their ability to actually shoot anything, and I hate that. So I want to try and stay alive in these engagements, or not alive, but on my feet, in the saddle, rather, I guess, so that we can keep them from being complete tossers. This is really good when you get someone that escapes from the battle, and you can then attack them twice. But if they surrender, it doesn't benefit you at all, and that's what he did. If he hadn't surrendered, if he had insisted on fighting us, then I would have gotten two encounters, two engagements off of that one caravan, and that would have healed me up a bit because I lost all of my health in that fight. So I've decided that it isn't actually adding to the story or experience of my viewers to watch me gamble about in the trade window, and so I've decided to go ahead and edit that out because it isn't adding anything, and it just takes up a whole lot of the screen time of the episode, and I don't like that. And if my viewers are missing that in my videos, if they wish they could could see how I do my my trade portion of the game, I've got lots and lots of episodes where you can see how I handle my inventory, especially in the Black Lion campaign. My early days of the Black Lion campaign, I didn't edit much out. These days, we're editing out load screens. We're editing out now the trade, and we're speeding up the entire video 20%. I feel like you're able to enjoy the combat with a 20% speed increase, but it really makes it so that we can fit more in smaller episodes, and I think that's worthwhile. And in the map view, we speed everything up like 2 times. So yeah, because that's not fun or exciting to watch me putter around the map for ages. So what we're doing is we're running around to these Battanian towns, and we're taking the tournament fights, obviously, where we're talking to nobles to complete our the talking portion of the campaign quest, and we're buying bows from the trade shops. I believe we've got, if not all, pretty close to all of our clan members a noble bow. Be it everybody else has got a long noble bow except for Sassel. He's got a regular noble bow because I have him in the saddle pretty intentionally. Everybody, like, that's the goal for everyone, is that they will one day be in the saddle with their bows, but this kid, see if my my teammate, oh no, couldn't manage it. Them Battanian kids, nobles, they'll put the hurt on you for sure. So you can see we're down to like almost 13,000 gold. We are still getting paid by the Sturgeons to wage this war against the Valandians. I'm not terribly... it's not as though I am fighting the Valandians with a purpose at this point anymore. It's really just to fulfill the contract that we have signed with the Sturgeons in order to help them with their war against the Valandians. And ages ago, we started the war with the Vlandians, our own war with the Vlandians, and and when I did that, I'm sure a lot of my viewers were like, "What in the heck can he be thinking? Can't start a war with an entire kingdom this early on in your campaign. You're going to be at war with them forever because your options are in order to like the only way to have peace with the Vlandians after you start war with them or any kingdom is to pay them a big fat fee to have peace. It usually, depending on how much damage you've done during the course of the war, it's between like 100,000 and 1.2 million to get peace. So yeah, that's a steep price to pay, and so yes, we did that, and no, we're not crazy. We're not going to be at war with the Vlandians until I amass a giant fortune. I have found that, I don't know whether it's an exploit or not, but I think it makes pretty good sense. It's definitely not an exploit, I want to say, because I found that if you are a landless clan and you are at war with landless, kingdomless clan, I should say. If you're a landless, kingdomless clan and you're at war with a major kingdom, you can contract as a mercenary for another kingdom that are at war with that kingdom. And if you do that, and you see that war out, you fight for that kingdom that you contracted for in its entirety of that war. I'm kind of misspeaking here, but like if you contract with a kingdom as a mercenary and you fight out the war, at the end of the war, you will be at peace with that kingdom that you were at war with also. Like, their peace deal applies to you as well, and you'll actually lose criminal rating in that kingdom as well, which is why I corrected myself to say that it is intentional. It's not as though it's like I'm exploiting the game. So yes, that's why we are continuing to war with the Vlandians at this point. Their troops don't have gear that I'm particularly interested in getting. My favorite, the best in my opinion, shoulders do drop off of the Vlandian sergeant, their infantry. Oof! I accidentally hit send troops instead of attack there. I think that cost me a sharpshooter, which really stinks, but that's what you get for being in a hurry. So yeah, the best shoulders in the game drops off of the Vlandian sergeant, is their tier 5 infantry, and but I'm not terribly hopeful of getting that. I don't have 330 roguery skill, and even when I did have 330 roguery skill, it took me like, I don't know how long, 10-20 years of in-game farming with the Black Lion in order to get those shoulders. They are not common drops. So yeah, we're not terribly hopeful of picking those up, and so we don't have a whole lot of purpose in fighting the Vlandians at this point. What I would like to do is be at war with the Battanians. But maybe we'll be able to do that at a future date. Anyway, this has been episode 25 of the Black Lion Origins campaign. I hope you have a great rest of your day.